For a MIDI keyboard, the first thing I'd say is be like Sam and have piano lessons as well. That's going to be one of the most important things that you can do is your facility on the instrument, it not being a crux. In terms of MIDI keyboards that I use, I tend to use the things that feel most like a piano. So I'm currently on my teaching piano, which is one of the cheaper Yamaha ones. It's the P145. I think that's what you also have, Xavier. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
I mean, what this is missing is a mod wheel that's internal that comes with it. Everything else that I've done was on my Nord Stage 2, which has a mod wheel and a pitch bend. That's at band practice, and actually it exploded at band practice, which is another point entirely. I do have another MIDI keyboard that I think it's Alesis. I bought it back at university and I've not used it at all. I got it because it had multiple mod wheels and drum pads, and I've just found being able to have 88 keys, which means in terms of film music, access to all the key switches if you need them, or the entire range of a percussion setup, but mainly because I'm performing in keyboard parts that I need the entirety of the piano to do that. And I need the response from that and the sustain pedal, and just to feel like I'm performing. I'd really reinforce the fact that if you're using a MIDI keyboard, you want to be able to play the piano or the keyboard. Why spend all your time learning a MIDI keyboard, and then when faced with a real piano, your fingers won't go down on the keys, which is exactly what happened to me when I was about 13. I couldn't physically press down on a real piano because of the touch response. So if you're investing this time, why not do two birds with one stone? Learn about legato performance and think like an actual performer, and it'll come across in your...
Speaking from an orchestral member, I play a brass instrument. I spent majority of my playing career in an orchestra, so I pretty much know how an instrument works. But trying to translate that on a piano, it doesn't work for me. It's just like I have to do it manually, because it's just like, even when I try to do it almost perfectly on a keyboard, it doesn't sound right. So it keeps messing with my mind. So I have to do it in post anyway. So it really depends on how it is. So yeah.
If you're coming to film music already being an established musician and you play an instrument, then that's great. The MIDI keyboard is a tool. But if you're just starting off and you're using the MIDI keyboard, you have no musical, like actual performance ability, then I think that's such a core aspect to being a musician. You don't want to, I don't know, be in old age and you're a composer, but you can't express yourself on an instrument. It's one of the great joys of humanity. You might as well do it at the same time. So if you've got a cheap MIDI keyboard, the reason why I keep looking behind me, to anyone wondering, is I've got a Korg Nano Control 2, and it's on top of my hammered dulcimer at the moment. I've not got a space for it. And so I use that in conjunction with this Yamaha keyboard, which has no mod control. It means that I can play with one hand and I can control everything else with my left hand, which is exactly the same as how I would do it live. If I'm playing prog, I'd be doing my pitch bends with one hand and the playing with another. So it becomes part of all part of the same performance.